I wanted to show you guys in Adobe Illustrator how to go about using clipping masks and what they can actually do. So what you see here is you see some patterns that are kind of clipped into certain shapes, and those are created basically using clipping mask. So let's say I've got a pattern to start with. I'm going to go ahead and just make a few black lines, Alt drag them, Command D to duplicate. And now let's say I want this pattern to only exist in a circle. Well, the next thing I need to do is I need to make a circle. I'm going to go ahead and drag the circle on top of my lines. And now I'm going to select everything. So the circle is on top of the pattern. I'm going to go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make. So again, Object, Clipping Mask, Make. And boom, whatever that one shape was on top of that whole pattern clips everything underneath it. So in this case over here, you can see I had a polka dot pattern and an R on top of it. So let's go ahead and make a polka dot pattern. Again, ellipse tool is just L on the keyboard. I'm going to go ahead and make a quick polka dot pattern right here. Let's give this one a cyan fill. I'm going to go ahead and move them around. Quickly duplicate this to make the pattern. Not going too crazy with these patterns here. And then Command D. I've got a pattern. Next, I want to get a shape. So I was using the letter R. I'm going to go ahead and I need to convert it into a shape first. So I'm going to right click, create outlines. I'm going to put it on top of that whole pattern here. Select it all. And again, Object, Clipping Mask, Make, or Command 7 on the keyboard. And boom, now I've got my little clipping mask that I can play with here. Pretty cool. A few other things that we can do with this. For instance, if you wanted to kind of preview what this would look like printed out, like on this artboard here, I've got a lot of stuff that's overlapping, but only the white would print. So what I could do is I could grab the rectangle tool, M on the keyboard. I could make a rectangle the exact size of my paper, my artboard. A little bit bigger. And I'm going to select everything. And again, Object, Clipping Mask, Make, or Command 7. And boom, it just quickly clips out anything that's underneath. So now I only see what this would look like. If I ever want to go back, Object, Clipping Mask, Release, which is Command Option 7 right down there. And I'm right back to the way it was. I still have this little square here that I can move around if I want to. One other thing to do with that, though, is like, let's say we wanted to clip something that wasn't a pattern, like a photo. I'm going to go ahead and grab the first photo I can find on my desktop. I guess it's going to be me and Mr. Shrek. And again, I'm going to go ahead and grab some text. So it's, let's see here, art, because we are art teachers. I'm going to go ahead and make it a pretty large font that takes up a bit of space. Futura, bold, sounds good. And again, I need it to be a shape, so I got to create outlines, right click, create outlines. But here, I've got 3 shapes now, and I'm going to try to clip that out. If we watch what happens, Object, Clipping Mask, Make, it doesn't exactly work. So I'm going to Command Z that. Because I've got 3 shapes on top, I need to combine them into one compound path. So Object, Compound Path, Make. It's still there, but now it's all one shape. So if I go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make, boom, I've got this new cute little graphic that cuts out cleanly into my face. But we could play around with that and use the clipping mask for a variety of